feeling high when I'm so cold sober. I wanna strip you down and bend you over. I wanna rock, I wanna rock, I wanna rock, I wanna rock your body. I wanna rock, I wanna rock, I wanna rock till break it down. Come on baby, don't be a tease. You got me begging girl, got me down on my knees. I just wanna rock your sexy body until I break your neck.
And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luco Blaze on The Metal Experience.
Woo! All right, we just heard I Want to Rock Your Body, and then in parentheses, Until the Break of Dawn by Speed Freak, which is our official theme song. And then we heard a Geth Prime track that was Hourglass. This is the first Metal Experience show of the year.
Yeah.
2020.
2020.
And we are here tonight with our new friends in Xenopredator. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and what you do in the band? I know we just did that, but...
Hey, so I'm Paul, and I'm the drummer.
I'm Victor. I play guitar.
Zach on vocals.
I am Mark. I am the bassist.
Trevor on guitar.
Fuck yeah, thank you guys for coming out tonight on a school night.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
We're gonna get shitty on a school night. Let's do this.
We really are gonna get shitty on a school night.
Good old Tuesday.
Oh my god.
So give me the quick background of the band. How did you guys meet each other? How did you form? And then you guys were originally a different name until just recently. Well, give me all the dirty details.
Well, we were Predator, and we recently changed to Xenopredator because it's a better name. It's better for Google. It's better for people to remember because when you Google Predator, you'll just get the movie and...
Which, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
My favorite movie, by the way.
And we're not as cool as that movie, so...
Yeah, you guys are pretty cool in my book, so...
Alien or Predator?
Thanks. But me, Trevor, and Paul all know each other from high school. And we formed as Predator way back in the day, and we've been like jamming for years and years and years, and then now we're here through a bunch of lineup changes.
You just recently changed the Xenopredator when?
That was like right before we released the album. We were kind of like debating about when to do it, so we had the logo all prepped out for a little bit, and we were debating on if we were gonna release this album as Predator or Xenopredator. So it almost wasn't, and we decided probably a month before the album to be Xenopredator. And it just seemed like the right thing to do.
When did the CD get released?
Was it November 29th?
Yeah,
Indeed.
Black Friday, I believe.
So you guys just recent. So how many years did you guys go by Predator?
Oh, for a very long time. Most of the decade.
8 or 9 or something like that?
Yeah, most of the decade.
8 or
pretty
9.
much, yeah.
I was 15 when we thought of that. So
And literally just like 3 months ago, you're like, we should change the name.
yeah,
pretty much.
yeah, we were just
New
kind of,
decade, bruh.
Yeah.
Decade, brah.
Yeah.
we were always
Start
about
fresh.
we were gonna be the best Predator. When
Be
fuck-
evolved.
Yeah. That's
There you
They
go.
put on their Predator vision, and they just
Yeah.
became a better version of Predator.
A Xenopredator.
She's not
Xenopredator.
even lying. It's true. Pokemon, we evolved.
You should make one of your shirts like a Predator and the evolution of Predator to what you are now.
when we changed it a third
Yeah.
time.
To like a Xenopredator.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Like, you know those caveman evolution shirts? Like that.
There you go.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Good one, Morgan. So, CD just released recently. What's the name of the CD? And where was it recorded?
Research and development.
And we recorded it at our practice space, all ourselves.
Where do you guys practice?
Fort Knox Studios.
Fort Knox. Good place.
And when we recorded, it was Paul mixing all that. He did most of the studio work and all the mixing and EQing, all that stuff.
Yeah,
that was all this
I went to a school for audio production, so fortunately we had the means to be able to record it and have all the time we need to really work on the material and not stress out as much on the actual technical side because everything's there ready to use.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So you said you guys have been around for 8-ish years?
Yeah, something like that.
Pretty much. I mean, 2010 we were already jamming, but it wasn't necessarily under the same style of music.
Yeah, it
and
was
with the same people.
What did it start out as?
Definitely much more simple thrash.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's
Simple
like
thrash.
Yeah,
it was pretty
What do you
simple
mean?
thrash.
not the simplest, but that was
I
difficult
mean-
to us. I couldn't play that stuff sometimes.
Depends
That
how
was-
far back you go.
Yeah, depends. Fun
Gotcha.
times.
So wait, who are the original members in the band?
Really just
these two,
Yeah.
Mark and Paul.
Mark and I.
And I want to say, like, technically our other guitarist, Dennis, because it was just, like, the three of us for, like, the very first. And that was just, like, hanging
Middle
out
school,
in middle school
actually.
and,
Yeah.
8th grade. And it was
Yeah,
just, like, hanging
2007, 2008.
You guys were not technically Predator, but
No.
kind of.
out. Yeah.
Like, we were in my basement jamming.
Yeah.
They were aliens.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, we were just the face huggers at that point. We
Yeah.
were still
There you go.
low
There
level.
you go.
The eggs.
And then, so Predator, what were your, like, you know, like, oh, the Nashville Predators, the movie Predator, Predator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes to everything.
and, yeah, we were just, like,
All the above, yes.
we didn't Google if there were any other bands named Predator. We did that after we changed it, or became Predator. We did that, like, years down the line. There were, like, 13 other Predators. One of them was active, at least, but, like, only in Florida or something like that. They were just like, well, it's, yeah.
Also South America, right?
Something like
Yes,
that.
there was. Yeah.
There was actually
Yeah.
like pretty.
Some are
decent
active, some
Predator
aren't. Yeah.
from South America.
They came
but-
for us on YouTube.
but yeah.
They did, yeah.
They
Really?
paid for you?
No,
they
they.
keep
Yeah, they were on
They-
the YouTube comments. They
Yeah.
were like, get this shit off.
Jeez.
Oh, that was
I mean,
a
we
while
kind of
ago.
did. We just called it the Xenopredator.
Yeah.
And like I did my Googling this time, and I don't think anyone else is Xenopredator. So
You got to copyright it.
Did my Google.
I think it's legally copyrighted. Like once we submit it to Bandcamp.
There you go. Boom.
Probably.
That would,
Probably.
That would be
Yeah.
cool.
See about that.
Yeah.
And, and then all the other 13 Predator bands are also on there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Worst
have-
case, you send yourself a copy of the CD in an
There you
envelope
go.
you don't open, and it's
Yeah.
fine.
it just means that your old merchandise that's just deemed Predator is worth more money.
Oh, it's worth less money. We have far too much of it.
I'm saying
It's
they're
currently
rare.
sitting.
Yeah.
It's sitting in my bedroom. No one wants it.
Yeah.
Someone please buy it from us.
Metal Experience takes donations to hand out to the masses.
I mean,
Take it
yeah.
off your hands.
Yeah. I mean, we're selling them for like $5 and like additional. Like we'll just give you guys some. You know.
You can have
probably.
old-
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah,
we have
makes
so
for-
much.
for a good addition to an
Yeah.
already purchased shirt, for example.
There you
Yeah.
go. Buy the
But-
new CD, get the old CD free.
Yeah, and we haven't played any shows yet, so we'll try that out.
You've played 0 shows?
As-
Oh no, we played shows.
Oh, as
Oh, we did.
Predator.
Yeah.
I forgot about that show.
Not true.
Yeah,
We did.
Well, oh no, as Xenopredator.
Yeah.
As Xenopredator.
I just forgot that happened.
We announced
You
it.
got that's
We announced it at the end.
you just recently changed the name.
Right.
You forgot you played a show.
Yeah. I play a
yeah,
lot
I
of
don't know.
shows.
That was like a month and a half ago.
Welcome to
Marijuana
2020.
kills.
It's legal now.
No, we played the show and then we were like, hey, we're gonna be Xenopredator like probably tomorrow. That's how it went.
No, that was at Michigan. I'm talking about the Mind Loss show.
Oh, we did another.
Remember
show.
that?
Yeah.
we did. Oh,
We forgot about 2 shows.
Dude, I,
Well, how about
they were all great though.
I do a
They
lot
were
of
all
shows.
great.
Yeah. Each one is great.
why don't we collect our thoughts and play a track of Xenopredator off the brand new album, introduce our listeners, and hear the first track of 2020 from our guests. What is the first track that you would like to play?
Mechanically separated humans.
Holy shit. Okay, here we
With the-
go.
With the intro.
I'll talk to you guys about what
yeah.
that's about when we come back in. So for now, use your imagination.
Close your
Here we go.
eyes.
Hey, come check out Small Town Mentality Podcast with your host Ben and
Austin.
We are on every Thursday morning
with tips on how to be a more efficient racist.
No, we don't do that.
Also, best ways to bag your sister in the sack.
No, I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Also, we do impressions.
We don't do that either. We do have some buttons that we push sometimes.
What? And black people.
Anyways, you can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and everywhere you get a podcast.
You can find us closest to your nearing burning cross.
No, you can't. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at STM Podcast. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
This is Jeff.
This is Linus.
We're in the band Nephilim.
And you're listening to the Metal Experience.
All right, we are back with the Metal Experience. I am Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze, hanging out here with Xenopredator. That was a brand new track off of the band's latest album, Research and Development, and that was called Mechanically Separated Humans. So the intro to that track is going to give me nightmares tonight.
Yeah. I'm going to go home and jerk off to it.
So let's talk a little bit about what the concept is behind that song.
All right, so the name for this song we thought of, I think Trevor thought of it when we were really high reading the back of the ingredients on pizza rolls, and it was like mechanically separated chickens. He was like, wait a minute.
What?
Mechanically separated humans.
Wait, mechanically separated chickens is on the back of pizza rolls?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was just like one of the ingredients.
I want to go home and eat chicken, whatever you just said, right now.
It's separated.
Yeah.
Pizza rolls.
And it sounded
Wait,
brutal.
chicken pizza rolls?
Yeah, it was in the ingredients, but I was like, separated chicken. And
that's what they do.
There's like,
that's what they feed us.
Some meat product on there, so
I mean, they probably mean like the bones and the organs and all that good stuff,
Mechanically separated.
Ew.
That's badass.
Yeah.
We got a thing of Tostitos or whatever the hell they're called.
Cheese ones.
Bullshit.
I don't like the meat ones.
They're not mechanically separated then, so.
Ew.
Yeah, but so how that connects to the song, though, is me and Mark, we read a series of books called Old Man's War, right?
Yeah, it's just like the first one's Old Man's War, and it's a series.
It's like a series of sci-fi novels, and it's about basically it's like some future Star Wars shit, for lack of a better term.
People want to live on planets, and some people want to say no.
Yeah. But basically, there's like an alien race, and they see humans as food. So what their thing is, they kind of collect humans as like a form of cattle, the way we do with like cows. And then they put them in, or chickens or whatever. And they put them in slaughterhouses and separate them with assembly lines and shit, and turn them into food, packaged food. So
Raise
it's
them like veal.
Yeah, basically, there's fat dudes who've never moved on the artwork for the song. So
yeah, and it's the human factory and everyone getting processed. And the whole idea is there was a human colony, and it was taken over by the Ray, and the Ray established the human factory and just set up shop. And then CQB, the song, what?
The Big Bird Fuck.
Yeah, the Big Bird Fuck. Yeah, and the song before it is CQB. It's actually about the space battle before that battle. So then the song continues on, and they go down to the planet and find the human factory, and then just blow it up at the end, because I need to end the song really quick.
They were going to evacuate the human factory, but they just blew it up because there wasn't enough time in the song.
No, it was the Ray shrieks, addicted to gross the body cannot readapt, addicted to gross stimulators, and then they just kill the Ray and blow up the factory, and the Ray was just messing with them. And the lyrics are all narrative, so if you want to read that, check out our Bandcamp.
So is this a concept album? Does this go through all the songs, or just every song is?
Well, he wrote most of them, but a lot of them just go off a lot of different sci-fi
stories.
We have
some of them connect.
Some of them connect. CQB.
CQB and Mechanically do, Research and Development do, and
that's the album cover.
Atomic and CQB sound good, but they don't lyrically go together. But we play them together anyway because they sound
colonial.
Yeah.
Colonial or
yeah.
Upon the Blooded Sands is about dunes.
Yeah.
The book Dune. I said Dune. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's better than Doont.
Dude.
That's what our last vocal. The guy before Zach. We are gonna play the song. The song is called "Upon the Blooded Sands," but he's like, "All right, so our next song is Doont."
We played a lot of shows, and we were just like, all right, like, fuck it, it's live band practice. It's like, that's how we treated
We
shows.
should have corrected him.
Yeah, it's all right.
Doont. I really like the song you guys played, Doont.
Dune T. And we didn't put Dune in there because we don't want to get sued. And, like, there's going to be a sick movie coming out based on that, probably, like, in a year or two. So
It's like is it a remake?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a remake of the book, but, like, the last movie
There's a
was...
movie.
Yeah.
1980s.
Yeah, you call that a remake in the TV series.
Yeah.
The 401.
Yeah, that's right.
It was better.
So we talked a little bit when we were listening to a song about your album artwork for this. It's very brutal.
Yeah.
So the concept behind it, for those who haven't seen it, it is a
Drama picture, Morgan.
drama picture. Yes. Okay. So it's this woman screaming because she's being
She's enjoying it.
torn open with an alien fetus coming out of her obvious female regions, and
Out of her everything.
and then there's like 4 aliens standing above her, cutting her open, so you see all of her guts and all that fun stuff pouring out, and then she's also being milked for some reason while she's being pulled apart by her legs, and her veins are popping out of her thighs because she's part pushing, part being pulled
Really
apart.
nice calf muscles.
Yeah, they were pretty detailed. So who designed your album artwork, and was this the concept you guys had originally, or is this what somebody had drawn for you?
So this was like, we had the idea a long time ago for the album where, so development is basically about getting human DNA and alien DNA and mixing it together.
You're going to want to listen to this.
It's okay, Jim.
And then getting an army of humans and basically using them to grow the human super soldier babies and like making an army of alien super soldiers to fight another alien race. And the idea was that the legs would be like grabbed by machines and like she would just be like ruthlessly like ripped apart, and then this huge alien baby would just like come out of her that was just like monstrously too big. And like that was cool. And then like we told that dude and like described it, and then like we got that, and it's like it's it's cool. It's what it is. We got a banner made of it. But, like
Mark wants gore.
Yeah, more gore. And like people online, they've been like comparing it to the Wretched Spawn, and I'm like, whatever. You can have your opinions, but yeah, kind of. What is that? Yeah. Yeah, that album. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good album cover though.
Yeah, it is. And and the song Before Research that's just about basically like getting a human, cutting them open, finding out how they work, and getting the DNA that goes on to the next song for development. And and we were debating on using that as our album cover or the Colonial Eradication album art, but we kind of just decided to do this one, and we have 2 album covers now.
Yeah, unfortunately, censoring and online media sales did not really let us use this album cover for the Spotify and Apple Music sort, so we had to actually use an alternate album cover.
What's the alternate album cover?
The Colonial Eradication artwork.
Morgan, pull it up.
I don't have internet on my computer.
Son of a...
Look it up on your phone.
I gotcha.
What shirt is that?
So while we're talking about it, let's play Colonial Eradication, and then we'll talk about that. We'll find the album artwork for Luco to see. So another track for research and development.
Flow.
All right.
I got you.
Here we go.
right now! Do you want to hear a fucking podcast about anything and everything? Like movies, music, television, and more? Oh my god. Well, you've come to the right place. Yes. Subscribe to Journey into Comics Network, and you get Podcastrophe, hosted by me, Dick. Why not throw a couple bucks to the Patreon? It's your choice. Yeah. This is a Podcastrophe.
That sounds so awesome.
We're Witherer. Hi, Witherer. And we're addicted to metal on the Metal Experience.
Woo! That was Colonial Eradication by Xenopredator off the Research and Development album that just came out just recently. How many tracks are on that CD total? 10 tracks.
Yeah, 10. I had to
10
make sure.
total tracks. We will try and play as many of those tracks tonight as possible.
Awesome.
Now, for the CD, you guys had a CD release show?
It's coming up.
Yeah, actually, coming up this month.
So you released it in November, now you're having the CD release show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant!
Classy. Very classy.
We're a DIY band. We just kind of do things wrong, that. But it works,
As we get them.
So wait, when are you guys having the CD release show?
Livewire Lounge, it is January
24th.
24th, yes.
7 p.m.
Something like that. We got 5 bands. We have Her Worst Nightmare.
Oh, nice.
There.
Yeah.
Vicious Attack.
Fuck yeah.
Crusadist.
Fuck yeah.
Fleshbore.
Fleshbore. The Green Leaves.
And then us.
And Xenopredator.
Yeah, solid lineup.
Yeah.
Is there still a Mexican restaurant right down a couple doors down from?
Yeah. Yeah, right next.
Oh, very, very good restaurant. Yeah.
Oh,
And the dollar store.
I heard that place went
Marsh
under
Trader
though.
Restaurant.
Dude.
The taco joint did go under?
I haven't been there in a little bit, actually. I don't know. It might have.
No, it should still be there.
Dude, that was like, I loved going to Livewire because you can get Dude, check this out. Real quick, if you go to Livewire, they will put on, when you're slamming beers there, every time I go there, they know to put on Predator. I don't know. Every time I go there. You guys ever play the Predator drinking game? Sorry, I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
You guys obviously like Predator. The band name was Predator.
Yeah.
Dude, all right, hold on.
No.
Give me 2 seconds.
We'll
The
do this
Predator
off
drinking
air.
game.
We'll do this
No,
off air.
This is everyone needs to know this.
Dude dies.
So let's start with your guys' influences. How did you guys get started?
Okay,
Luco?
we'll get right back to that.
I'm going to
So
mute
this
his
is what you
microphone,
do.
and he's off. So, what are your guys? No,
that reverb?
do you know how long this takes when you say this, Luco?
It's real quick.
No,
Super quick.
You're going
Guys, I'll
off
fly
topic.
through this. You guys, get out your pencils. Write this down. Get your Predator DVDs out. This is the Predator drinking game. You drink every time the following occurs. 1, excessive showing of muscles. 2, awesome one-liners. 3, every time Billy does something super Indian. 4, every time there's Predator vision. 5, every time Mac shaves. 6, every time Blaine spits. And finally, 7, every time Predator kills someone. Oh, and it's a waterfall when Arnold Schwarzenegger is doing his battle roar. Ah! It's just a waterfall. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, dude, you'll fucking you get fucking shitty drunk. I've welcomed in probably 3 years in a row. We did the Predator drinking game into the new year.
It was terrible. I fell asleep
I
on
had
the
a
couch.
fucking blast, dude. I just got shitty drunk. Sorry. Predator drinking game. I highly recommend
I'll
it.
write that down.
Predator 2 drinking game, not as much fun.
All right.
It's pretty good.
But you can still do it.
Back to the real Predator that matters, Xenopredator. Okay, so
But when you go into Livewire, request they put Predator on the TV.
God damn it,
That or
Lou.
clown porn.
What?
Dude, I will request that. Yeah.
They'll do it.
Oh,
I've seen it
Jesus.
before.
I had that shit on DVD straight up. Not even lying. Dude, I had a DVD of that. I'm not gonna lie. No, I didn't have a DVD of that. No, that was grandma porn. We were we were debating back in the day. I had this DVD, and we were gonna have that just as a prank be in the back, but we never did it because we were in high school. We were just like, dude, yeah, this would be a cool thing to do, and like we didn't do it because that would make everybody run out of the venue.
We've been in a show at Livewire where a band is playing and you look to the left and there's clown porn on TV. I'm like, yes,
What?
I love this bar.
That's intense.
It's awesome. Morgan?
All right. What got
Follow that, Morgan.
you guys individually started in metal music?
What got us started?
Individually, one by one.
Individually. I got a guitar, and it was something to do. And I kind of like, I was like metal had the riffs. It had like the cool guitar lines. It was something that like stuck in my head, and I just like, I kind of like got into metal as I started playing guitar, and switched to bass like 2 years after or something like that. And then Predator happened. That was middle school, and then.
What were your favorite like metal riffs that you're like, I gotta learn how to play that?
Well, obviously, like Metallica, everyone learns like the big four stuff, and like, all the simple riffs, all the catchy stuff, Slipknot, System of a Down, nothing special. But
it was your influence, though.
It was my influence. Yeah.
I really wanted to learn the Trooper, and then I realized that they were harmonizing the guitars. So I was trying to learn it, and I was like, this doesn't sound right. Yeah, that was... But yeah, my dad got me into metal, and then I kind of went my own direction. He was into like 70s dad rock, and then I started listening to like Cannibal Corpse. So that's how that went.
Nice. Shit. To be honest, I started
Vocals is a little different. It's not like, I picked up a guitar. I started yelling at shit.
Yeah. At one point, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to shout for my friend today and see if he likes it. And once he tells me he doesn't like it, then we'll go from there. But they liked it, so. But before I ever thought about actually screaming at someone, I think my first favorite band ever was in 5th grade, and I really liked Green Day.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I had to be honest with it, and like that was my humble beginnings.
That shit was on TV. I remember that.
Yeah, dude, fucking American Idiot,
that was
and like,
yeah.
Dude, that shit was the shit.
So when you didn't know anything about music, you heard that, you're like, whoa.
I was just like, dude, I was
I
blown
remember
away.
these riffs. They're
and then
in
I
my
remember
head.
listening to Queens of the Stone Age. They're not like very metal at all, but like when they had when they came out with Songs of the Deaf or Songs for the Deaf, it was like there's like one part in the first track where it just drops out, and then it just came back super loud in my cousin's car, and I remember like almost shitting myself. I was like, I think I like this. It was weird how I was like, I don't know, shitting myself and also like enjoying the experience at the same
So then what was the first like metal band that you were...
well, I actually, out of the big four, my first one that I started liking was like around 6th grade was Slayer. And it was weird because I didn't like any of like the like actual singles off of it. I think the first one that I heard was Cult by Slayer.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, like I was super into that, even though I was like still kind of a Catholic boy at the time. Like
it was a music video. That's what they were bumping
yeah,
at the time. I
dude,
remember that.
Yeah, Cult was the shit. But then
Christ Delusion.
I think in high school I was really into like, well, like influenced me vocally was like Cannibal Corpse, and then like the Black Dahlia Murder, and Lamb of God. Lamb of God was huge for me too in high school. So all that kind of had a little baby, not in me, but somewhere.
Not in me, but... Victor?
Yeah, when I was young, my dad listened to a lot of smooth jazz, so I kind of fell in love with the guitar from an early age. Never got around to playing until I was about 13, 12. Took, I guess, a little bit of guitar lessons in school, but it always bored me. And then I did play a lot of video games. Yeah, I played a lot of video games too, and I was playing, what was it, Need for Speed Most Wanted on the PS2. They had some good songs on there. The ones that caught my attention were an Avenged Sevenfold song, I think a Mastodon song, and a Bullet for My Valentine song. And
yay,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I'm playing Tech Death and shit. But just the way the guitar play was and all that, I was like, that's how I want to play guitar. The rest was history.
What did your dad think?
Oh, he hated it for the longest time. Yeah, he thought I was like gonna start worshiping the devil or something.
Why? I don't understand why all parents are like, "Oh, you're gonna start." It's like, what?
Right.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Probably it can, but
You read too many lyrics and you start asking questions. That's why I don't like.
So, Paul, what made you start hitting stuff?
Oh man. Well, apparently my mom says I've been hitting stuff for a long time, pots and pans. But I started playing piano. That didn't really please me that much, so moved on to electric guitar. That didn't really do it for me too well. Pleasure. Yeah, pleasure. So eventually, I met Mark and Dennis, and we all played guitar. So, you can't really form a band with 3 guitarists.
Iron Maiden.
But we're how everyone else, at the time, it's like...
Yeah. Dennis was the best. I was the second best.
Yeah.
And you played drums.
Yeah, Dennis was the best. Mark was second best.
So he played bass.
I was, my guitar skills
You
were not
go
that
out and
good.
buy the most expensive instrument. You go buy the biggest, heaviest thing to carry around the whole time.
Exactly.
Takes up the most room.
And then end up recording everything, yeah.
And
so-
we can jam at your house too, Paul.
Yeah, just assume the fact that I can accept all these people coming every week to my house, making the foundation shake. But yeah, I picked up drums and then just took a few lessons, and I enjoyed it, kept on playing, and then we started eventually playing. I found a whole drum set for $200 with everything together.
With cymbals and stands and everything?
Everything, yeah. Pedal, it was...
It sounded like death. I've heard tapes.
It was pretty brutal, but,
You gotta get your start somewhere.
It was something, Even came with some...
When you're young, it's expensive, man. $200 is
Yeah.
$200.
Hell yeah, yeah. Even came with, pretty beat-up drumsticks, so perfect.
Who are you listening to?
I still play with those drumsticks.
Yeah, I still have them in my hands. So what started with me was I liked punk back in the day, kind of like Sum 41 stuff. I really enjoyed that. SR-71, if anyone knows that band.
I know that. I don't know, but I know that band.
Yeah. I listened to that. That eventually got me into Maiden. Not. I know it doesn't.
That got
sound
me into
fake.
Maiden.
That was it. No, it was basically a bunch of elementary school friends who listened to heavier stuff kind of said, "Oh, you should check this other stuff out too. I might like it." So, even it was weird. I was living in Poland at the time, and my Polish teacher suggested Sepultura. So,
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
for a
That's
sixth
the
grader,
best teacher.
for a sixth grader, that was was pretty cool to hear.
Was it a guy or girl teacher? Was it a guy or girl teacher?
It was a guy. Yeah.
Would have been cool if it was a chick teacher. She's like, you know what
Yeah.
you need? Sepultura.
Sepultura. I thought they were Polish because I didn't know that they were from Brazil. Because Sepultura,
Yeah.
sounds like a foreign name. For it fits for anything, but yeah, badass stuff.
So your 6th grade teacher showed you Sepultura.
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet, man.
Then cousin showed me Maiden. I got into Maiden for a good amount of years. Eventually moved on to all the other heavy bands, the big 4 thrash bands, and then without these guys, I wouldn't have ever discovered tech death or anything brutal or black metal or anything. So
You didn't know about any of those?
nope, my taste
stuff?
evolved with what I was being taught to play. So I didn't really know as much until I was showed that this is a possibility.
So this is what we're going to do. Real quick, not thinking about it at all. Favorite band right now, what are you listening to? Real quick. Spit it out right now.
Favorite band ever is Consider the Source, but I listened to Dysrhythmia on the way here, and I listened to them a lot because they're really fucking weird.
Ooh.
It's like alien music.
Say that one more time. You listen to who?
Dysrhythmia on the way over here.
Dysrhythmia.
Yeah.
Really?
Every song is in different tuning. It's fucking
That's
crazy.
That's a guitarist from
Yeah.
Gorguts, right?
And the bass is the Gorguts, and some other dude on drums who's like
I would
super
also say
tasty.
Gorguts.
Yeah. That shit's awesome.
Everyone.
Singularity.
I really like Inferi.
Oh, Singularity, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I like me some Revocation. I can always put them on. Oh, yeah.
Nice, dude.
Alkaloid.
Alkaloid.
I'm really into Alkaloid at the moment. Yeah.
I don't know.
Zach, real quick, go.
Oh, I said
Oh,
Singularity.
I thought. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Well, fuck. Let's do another fucking track. What's the next track you guys want to play tonight for us? For the Metal Experience World.
Let's do Xenopredatory Regicide, because that's like one of our more riffy songs.
Whoa. Say that one more time.
Xenopredatory Regicide.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Hey yo, it's Troy Adams from the podcast Wrestling Society. Every single Wrestling Wednesday, we bring you brand new episodes where we review the best and worst of professional wrestling eras of the past, as well as the biggest current events in professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. Search for us on YouTube, where we have hilarious WWE Network watch-alongs, reviews of terrible shows, and other great content. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PodRes Society, and we're available on all podcast platforms. Come join the Society.
Hey, this is Pete,
Tanner,
Zach, Pat.
and we're Bloodletter, and you're listening to
The Metal Experience.
All right, we are back with Xenopredator, and we just heard Xenopredatory Regicide. Woo! We are rocking out in the back of Fitz's Spare Keys, slamming some Modelos. Morgan?
What?
That's all I got.
All right.
I'm getting drunk.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So we talked about what got you into metal. What about one of your favorite concerts that you've ever been to? What's been
Favorite ever? Back in the day, if anyone remembers, in 2011, Cross Exam played here with a bunch of local bands in some basement, and
With Vicious Attack.
with Vicious Attack, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that was old. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But that was like that was Primal Vicious Attack.
And Savagery. Smash
Yeah,
Potato.
Savagery in like the second
dude.
Smash Potato show, and that was like one of the most legendary local shows, and like shit was crazy. Dudes were breathing fire in the basement, and, like we had
Whose
a
basement was this?
Oh, it's just somewhere. I don't know.
Just somewhere.
Yeah, it was just like it's
Fallout, the first
no,
one.
no, that was it was. I remember it was some apartment building, and they just had their like little basement room.
Someone's
that-
apartment building? That's bad.
It was like a big apartment, but it was like their foyer that they had the bottom two floors, and
Yeah,
people
what-
were going crazy, pizza fights.
Was that called Clash of the Thrash?
That was Clash of the
House
Thrash.
party shows are the fucking best,
No, it wasn't.
dude.
Oh, by far.
Just get a fucking keg or two, just order a couple pizzas, and just fucking rage.
Yeah. Oh man, those are good times.
It's like
back in the day.
$5 a head, fucking as much you can drink, and just fucking
Yeah.
mosh pit in the living room,
Oh.
whatever.
And I was underage. I wasn't drinking, but like they were in carding.
We
but,
won't
like,
tell anyone.
Yeah.
Mark did all of his drinking before he was 21.
Yeah.
Now that he's like
No-
exceeded the
now
age,
I'm-
he's a fucking.
Straight edge.
Now
Yeah,
it's
he
boring.
is straight.
As he drinks a Guinness.
He's not actually
Guinness.
drinking that. It's
Yes.
virtual.
It's Coke. Don't worry
Coke.
about it.
Can you serve my Coca-Cola in a Guinness glass, please?
Please, I need it. I'm
I'm trying to impress someone.
Just trying to fit in. I'm trying to impress someone, so if you wouldn't mind serving, I'm going to ask that next time. Even if I'm at like a Pizza Hut, you might serve my Coca-Cola in a Guinness glass, please? Like, we don't have those here. Flip tables. Exit.
What's your favorite show?
My favorite show? Diamond Plate back at in Reggie's back in the day with Hexen and
was
like
special.
Rattlehead
shit.
and
That's old school.
oh man, there's a bunch of other like local old
Razor Maze,
like
Thrasher.
Razor Maze, Thrasher,
It was Schizophrenia, which was
Schizophrenia
that
with
was
Chris.
Yeah, that was
Sepultura
Chris-
cover band?
No.
No, yeah,
Pen goes on the table.
yeah, yeah. Hyrax, they broke up, or no?
Yeah.
Hyrax?
No, Hyrax. Hexen.
Hexen. There was an H in
Hexen.
Hexen.
Hyrax has been on the show, though, but they have also broken up.
Oh shit, yeah. Oh yeah, Hexen. They were good though.
Yeah, that show is special to my memories.
Yeah.
Nice. I remember my favorite one was at the Bottom Lounge. It was Black Dahlia Murder. Who the fuck else? Nile, Skeleton Witch, and then this other band from France, Hour of Penance.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if they're still around anymore, but that
They
show
are.
was crazy, and that was like everything I needed at that time.
This is everything I need.
I remember mine was one of the years at Mayhem Fest. There was a band I was really into called Chimera at the time, and when they opened up their set, it was like perfect for them. It started raining. It rained for their entire set, and then when it was over, when it stopped raining, they were done. And just that whole set was like, I've seen them many times, and a lot of those songs I never saw live before. That was awesome.
Nice. What album were they
This was
touring off of?
after this. Was it the self-titled one? After the really slow one, I remember.
The slow one.
I can't remember the name of it. The one with the Pending Doom on it.
Okay. Paul?
I was originally going to say my first metal show I went to, which was Iron Maiden, but Victor reminded me of another show that was in the rain, which was Full Terror Assault. And that was Origin set at Full Terror Assault. That was by far, I think, the most, I guess you could call, religious experience for a set that I could remember, because it was pouring so hard, and they didn't stop playing. Everyone was really into it. It just all really fit into the experience.
Fuck yeah.
That pit was crazy.
Oh, it was awesome.
Slippery, very slippery.
It's the best to see a show.
Mark remembers
while it's raining.
that show really got pretty wild.
I was there. I was at Manfest too. I was at that one too, actually. But yeah.
What are you saying? Oh yeah,
yeah,
I
all
know.
those shows. Yeah,
it's very weird.
Yeah.
So I totally forgot. I had seen her when you guys just came in, but you guys brought a guest.
Yeah,
They've had my back to this whole time.
Yeah.
Hi, how's it going?
Who did you bring along with tonight?
That's my girlfriend Liliana. Yeah,
Liliana, come over here.
She provided the screams on development, so she's actually the woman screaming for.
Dang.
Yeah, so the woman getting torn in half, that's her.
You're the woman getting torn in half. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Favorite show, favorite band all time. Don't go anywhere. Oh, don't break stuff.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Favorite show, favorite band.
On the spot.
On the spot, that's hard.
Real quick. What are you listening to right now on your radio? On the radio?
On the radio?
In your car.
Oh, shit.
I feel like we listen to a lot of either Mastodon or Revocation, back and forth. Favorite show?
Most memorable show. 1, 2, 3, go. Real quick.
Cannibal Corpse was at Talia Hall. Got one of their beaties and stuff. That was a pretty memorable show for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Met
Power
you.
Trip and
Power Trip was there too.
Yeah, Gay Creeper.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's all I have.
Boom, that's all you got.
I didn't go.
Thanks. I put you on the spot there real quick.
Mark didn't go.
Mark, what do you got?
I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go to that show?
Oh, yeah.
You said that Cannibal Corpse show was at Thalia Hall. Talia? What?
I don't know. I called it Talia all the times I worked there. But
Isn't that where you worked there?
Yeah, I worked there for about 3 years.
He beat up a lot of drunk people.
A lot of drunk people were beaten up, yeah. Not really. That's at Reggie's.
Isn't that
that's
where
actually
That's Mojo's.
That's Mojo's.
So that venue's been. Did they have a lot of shows at that venue?
Yeah, they do, but it's not always metal.
It's like bigger bands.
Yeah, it's usually because they're about like.
What's bigger than metal?
Sun Zero Mark parentheses and
Richard
sleep.
Cheese. Richard Cheese is bigger than metal.
He
was playing at Talia. So.
I literally was talking to people on Saturday about Richard Cheese. That's hilarious. Richard Cheese. Fuck yeah, dude. We saw a comedy show, and on the Chase mobile app, that was the background. That
Oh
venue
yeah, I just recently
for a while.
noticed that. That's very weird.
That's crazy.
Talia Hall.
Who did we see, Morgan?
Tacoma FD.
You know the guys from Super Troopers?
Yeah.
You ever seen the movie Super Troopers?
There's a lot of dudes there.
Fucking Farva and fucking Farva. They have a show, Tacoma FD, and they did a stand-up. And Steve something, I don't know. Me, Morgan, and her father went and saw their comedy stand-up. It was pretty good.
Steve
But
Lemmy and
Steve
Kevin
Lemmy.
Hefferman.
Farva. Give me a large Farva.
Farva on ice, please.
You saw that reel. That's awesome.
That's funny.
Did you ever get to see any concerts in Poland?
I did, but they weren't necessarily metal.
Tell me every single one right now.
I only really remember one clear one because this was, this was a good amount of time ago, over 15 years ago. But it was like one of the more popular rock and roll bands in Poland. I got to see them. My parents actually used to know the members, so I got to see them
Why
backstage
would you
and
tell
stuff.
me who it is?
I'm not sure if you know Lady Punk.
Morgan?
I don't
I
know.
No, probably not. Yeah, it's.
Okay.
It was it was an okay show. First time I ever had my ears blown out.
Oh,
so
At a lady punk show.
Baby ears.
All right.
yeah, baby ears.
Now you got tinnitus.
How long did you live over there?
About 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
When you were what age?
I was going to 4th, 5th, and 6th grade.
And why did you move there?
Parents, decisions, stuff.
Wait, so born in the U.S.,
Born in Chicago, moved to Florida, moved to Poland. I'm back.
they're just like, fuck it, we're going to Poland.
Yeah, full circle.
Yeah. You're Polish, I take it? They
Yes.
wouldn't just like, we're going to Poland
Yeah,
for no
no,
reason.
yeah, whatever. No. Yes, I'm Polish, indeed.
Okay. Fuck yeah, man.
So many questions we could ask, but this isn't a Poland show.
I can take questions later.
This is
What
true.
questions do you have about Poland?
Well, I mean, there's many. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Xenopredator over the years. From when you guys started from when you started till now, how have you guys evolved?
Oh, wow.
We started sucking less at our instruments slowly through time.
That wasn't exactly what I thought you were going to say.
We started sucking less,
sucking, and it was
and we
like,
started
where's this
sucking
going?
more.
It's like I'll look at some old videos and I'm just like not proud of them. But like I was like even when I was starting out, all the stuff that I was playing, it was always like a little bit beyond my level, and I would have like a hard time with a lot of the songs when I first started coming to them. But then I just pushed through them, and the next song would be harder, and then just like keeps continuing on to that. And then Trevor's been writing. He wrote like about half of research and development.
Yeah, when we started the band, it was way different. It was like some like Slayer / like Metallica /
Yeah, it was slightly groovy thrash metal. It
Yeah.
had like some weird riffs and like.
And we were going for like the thrash metal vibe, and then I guess we had a lot of lineup changes. Eventually we kind of wanted to be more technical, and so we did that, and we've kind of just been working on getting more and more technical. Eventually,
tech thrash.
Yeah, because we've always been thrashy. We've always had the thrash metal element, and the first album, the album that just came out, that me and Dennis wrote it. Dennis was our older guitar player, and then eventually he left, and then Victor came right when we were like just on the cusp of releasing. The R&D. Victor came through. He came. Yes. Oh God.
That's what got me
down.
That was my tryout.
Nice.
But yeah, it's we're in the strongest position that we've ever been as a band, lineup wise. We've got we've had a lot of vocalists. The one we have now is our best. We've had a lot of guitar players. The one we have now is our best.
You just play it yourself. Yeah. What we have now is the best.
He's right though.
We spent a lot of years fucking around, and probably like should have been practicing harder, getting less drunk, and now we're just trying to
less drunk, more high.
Yeah, it's different.
It's actually kind of funny
I
because
swear.
When Zach first came into the band, we just jammed a lot, and we played some shows, and we were kind of just doing that without any real direction. We had all this music, and we wanted to make an album, but we just weren't doing it. And then one day he came to us at practice, and he was like, "Yo, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, why are you just not like recording this?" And we were like, dude, you're fucking right. Yeah, no, he like pushed us to actually do it. So
thank you,
Zach.
Hey.
Thank you, Zach.
Thank you. Well, I was just glad to be a part of it, honestly. I mean, it's not like every day that you get to like jam with people that have been playing with each other for like more than 5 years. So like, hats off to you guys for like sticking with the shits.
Yeah, it helps if like throughout the years we've all been learning the same shit, so it's kind of like we all like progress together and it works good as a band. And like I think a lot of bands, like when you have a lot of like people filling in, a lot of people quitting and coming in, initially it's like really hard to keep that going. But that's hopefully something like we want to keep that strong, keep this lineup together for a while, forever. Forever.
Yeah. I had a lot of teachers tell me back in the day that you'll never stay with the first band you ever form or join. You'll move on. You'll find your people.
In every scenario,
yeah.
yes.
But I can say safely that at least the past like 12 years I've been playing drums, which is as long as I've been playing with Mark. I could say that, I definitely don't feel like we'll be separating in any way, musically speaking.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
That's a drum and bass core that runs deep.
What a stupid drum teacher.
And I got to interject that we also have another band called Misanthropy, if you didn't know about that.
Oh, wait a
Mark,
second.
Mark and I.
Now you do know.
And Neil is coming.
Yeah. I got to sell that. It's us and 2 different guitarists, and one of the guitarists does vocals. But same kind of stuff, tuned a little bit lower.
Yeah, Mark always says that I need to do things with my hands. So
what does that mean?
Well, that's why he gave me so many syllables, because I'm a vocalist. So
I don't know. We were sucking earlier.
Oh no!
No, what I gave you that keyboard I found in the trash.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now he's
Yeah,
gonna be a
that's true.
keyboardist.
You're playing some keyboards?
Yeah.
In development.
Oh yeah. No, the next album's gonna get really weird. It's gonna have keyboards, but I promise, probably. I don't know, probably.
I promise, probably. I don't know, probably.
Now that Mark said it
That's
in
a
an
quote
interview.
we're using.
Yeah, he said it. He already said it. So
It's going to have to happen.
We're going to quote that directly. I promise that, probably. I don't know, probably.
Write that down,
End
Luke.
quote.
Write that down.
If you write it out, then you gotta play it. The Guitar
That's
Pro.
true.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's in Guitar Pro. You gotta write it.
Probably.
You gotta do it now.
So it doesn't have to be off of the new record, but in general, and it could be to play live or it can be in your whole discography, what's been your favorite song that you've created?
As a band?
As a band. In the Predator discography, what is your favorite song?
I like Dune. It's pretty fun.
Duned?
Yeah,
Oh,
Dune.
Dune.
Yeah, Dune. It's pretty fun. There's a lot of different parts to play with. And,
Upon the Blooded Sands. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's saxophone in there, so that's
yeah, there's
cool.
saxophone. In the
Who
last
played the saxophone?
Bruce Lamont. He's in Bloodiest.
Bloodiest.
Yeah, Bloodiest.
That's a badass band name.
Brain Tentacles.
Fuck yeah, Brain Tentacles.
Brain Tentacles is
y-
badass
Yakuza
too.
right?
Yakuza. Yeah, he's in Yakuza. He's in a lot of bands. But
He's the saxophonist in all those bands?
He's the king
yeah,
saxophonist
yeah,
in
he's the king.
Chicago.
King saxophone Chicago.
Does he really play saxophone in all those bands?
Yeah, yeah, and they're on Relapse and all that stuff.
Badass.
Yeah, he's out there doing moves. But so
Power.
I worked with him over at Talia for
Power
a while,
moves.
and he was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. That's cool." So one fateful night, we shit ourselves over a saxophone track.
What's the track that you guys have with saxophone in it?
Oh, Dune.
Yeah,
Dune.
Upon the Blooded Sands.
Upon.
It's actually called Upon the Blooded Sands. Dune is what we call it for short because it's about Dune.
Why don't we
Yeah.
play that track? You know what? Let's do a twofer. Let's play that
Ooh.
track and then the track where the lady behind me screams. Did we already? We didn't play that yet, did
No,
we?
we did
That's
not play that.
development.
Why don't we play those
Development.
two?
Or wait, that's like research
Yeah.
into development.
Dune's like
Well,
15
it's
minutes
part of
long.
development.
Yeah, you probably just be best to do research and development.
Okay.
Listen to Dune on your own time. It's 15 minutes with a sick acoustic jam on the end.
Yeah, maybe at the end of the show.
Yeah.
all right.
I mean, yeah, if you want, it's cool, but there's 15 minutes.
There's a
there.
long,
It's very
acoustic, spacey jam.
It's worth the 15 minutes. I'll
Yeah,
say
it's
that.
out there.
We can end the night with it.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Nice. Okay.
People
right.
can hear it. But
All right. All
we'll play
right.
twofer. We'll play back-to-back research first and then development second off of research and development. Here we go.
Thank you.
I'm a dude, and I'm inviting you to join me on a podcast about brews.
Does that include stouts?
Yes, of course it includes stouts. Like I was saying, join us every Saturday on the journey into...
Wait a minute. Do you guys do anything about like IPAs?
Yes,
Stuff like that?
yes, we do IPAs.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, join us on the Journey into Comics Network for Brews with Dudes.
Whoa, hey, have you guys ever... Do you care if I bring some Zima on?
Yes, I care if you bring Zima. Zima doesn't count. Zima's Dr. Dongo. Anyway, join us every Saturday for a podcast that delves into the craft brew world.
That's Adriana.
This is Noe.
We're Autumn Leaves, and you're listening to The Metal Experience.
All right, we're back with the Metal Experience. Once again, I'm Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze, hanging out with Xenopredator. That was a twofer, research and then development off of research and development. Yay!
Hey-o. Couple 2-3.
So why did you break research and development into 2 tracks?
So originally we had those 2 songs, and like before we ever wrote a name for them, we were just kind of playing them side by side and be like, all right, guys, let's play R&D now. And we would just play them because they go into each other. It was grind song 1 and 2. So I forgot what came first, honestly. I think we just had the idea of like what we wanted the album cover to be. So I wanted that to be in development, and like I thought of research first, and then just kept writing the story onto development and chained together. And Zach actually wrote the last third of development too. I forgot about that. That was his.
Yeah.
That's his. That was your first vocal contribution, I think. And
yeah,
beneath.
Beneath, yeah.
Yeah.
ASF too, right?
Oh yeah.
The end of
Yeah.
Intergalactic Expeditionary Strike Force.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So we've we've edited these songs a lot.
Yeah.
Throughout time.
So, talking about throughout time, let's go way, way back. Before the band was called Predator, before you guys decided that was the band name, were there any other, now, also, I know, like, high school, grade school, growing up, what were some of the other awesomely terrible band names that you guys had in the running or even in the mix?
Infestation of Unbeatable Rats. Dude, yeah.
So that was Infestation of Unbeatable Rats.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was like that for like a month or 2, and they're like, oh, it's stupid. We had a logo with like a pentagram and like the stuff in it, and I was like, I made that shit, and I was like, yeah, this is something that it should be.
Didn't that become Unleash the Rats?
Yeah, and then we turned that into like one of the old songs, Unleash the Rats. But we were just still Infestation of Beetle Rats. And then we thought that was stupid, and we changed to Predator right after. But like before that, we were just jamming as like, we were the band back in the day.
We were the band.
Yeah, but that was the only one we had.
So for a month and a half, Infestation of the Unbeatable Rats.
Yeah.
Can't beat them.
Yeah, you
Fuck.
can't beat them.
I think
you can't
that would have been a
beat
good
them.
name. We would never got shit on YouTube.
No, yeah, you can't type that in. People will think you're a deathcore band. So like, know.
Oh yeah.
Really long names.
I think
followed
our
the band
original
once.
guitarist actually made a sketch of Unbeatable Rats. It was just like this Godzilla-sized rat with...
No, I did that.
Was that you?
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought...
Come on now.
No, yeah. No, yeah. It was like T-shirt.
Well, you
ideas.
didn't
It was
say
like,
anything, so.
It was like, dude, let's have like some huge rats and like mutant rats on a T-shirt. This is badass. This is how metal should be. Like, pentagrams.
When was this?
That was like sophomore year in high school. So like, and then I think like a little bit after we changed it to Predator.
That would have been like about 2009, 2000.
You guys didn't play any shows or anything with that name?
Not with that name, no.
No, well, not with that name. No, yeah. I'll get my order.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. No, I don't know. Yeah, definitely. No, I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe, probably not.
You're getting marked down to a T.
Yes, but also no.
I think in high school I feel like I've never really had a hand in like naming any of the bands that I've been a part of, and that's tough. One of them being in high school was this like, we were Panteracore, and our that wasn't the name of the band. That would have been great, but but the name was called Driven.
Panteracore.
We were called Driven, so like, you know, how much more Panteracore can you get than just being called Driven?
Or like the movie.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of names that I've thought about. Maybe that's why I don't get a say in any of the names, because I didn't come up with good ones.
No.
What are some of the ones you've got in the back of your head? It's always been
always in the back of my head. Shit.
Chicago Chains. I'll tell you mine. Chicago Chainsaw Massacre and Rusty Clearwater and the Buttermilk Mountaintop Boys. Those two.
Oh, dude, nice. What was the band name that you came up with earlier?
What, me?
No, him. What did you come? You had.
I don't remember what I did like 2 minutes ago. I don't remember.
Oh fuck! It was a fuck. I'll think about it.
Spunkin' Gungan.
Oh. I felt that one coming. Oh no, Dying Fetus.
Oh, Dying Feed Us. Yeah, that was in high school. I'm like, dude, let's fucking create a band called Dying Feed Us, and we'll just rip off other bands and we'll just play really shitty death metal.
That's how you become a band. Just rip everyone else off. Just figure it out.
It really is.
I was in a band in high school. Instead of Cannibal Corpse, we were called Camel Corpse because we called our one friend Josh. I don't know why we call him the Camel, but he was the Camel back in high school. Nice. And he was doing vocals. And what we would do was, I was playing guitar and I was just hitting absolutely whatever, playing whatever. It didn't matter. We put Cannibal Corpse on the CD player, and my buddy Dino would just play the actual Cannibal Corpse song on bass. And then Josh would just say, "Kill your parents, do drugs because they're cool. You're not cool unless you do drugs." And that was Camel Corpse. Here we are. Now I'm an adult.
Oh,
Super lame.
And now you know how cool
now you have
drugs
bills.
is.
There it is. Yeah.
You should have stuck with it.
Yeah. You guys sound like you had a really long career ahead of you. Camel Corpse. I have a Camel Corpse CD. My buddy was able, in like some graphic design class, had to like make some like concept something or other. So he made the Camel Corpse CD, and it's like a nuclear explosion on the front with a pentagram. Like, this is in high school. Like,
that's metal.
The inside, you open it up, and it's like a picture from House of a Thousand Corpses where the guy's like all fucking covered in blood and stuff, and then it has lyrics to, I want to say 2 of the songs, and it's the 2 songs. One is "Kill Your Parents."
The other one is "Do Drugs."
The other one is "Do Drugs." And he wrote lyrics in there, and he handed it in for a project, and the teacher was fine with it.
Oh shit!
That's art.
That's art, dude. Oh man, Morgan, remind me. I gotta find you that Camel. It's under K for camel. Camel spelled with a K. Camel Corpse. I have that
This is the
CD.
first time that I'm ever hearing.
I don't
about
know.
this.
I've known a long time ago.
I've known you for 11 years.
I've
and
drank
this
a
is the
lot of
first
beers
time
in that
you've
time.
ever told me this.
Camel Corpse. I've got the CD. It's in my CD rack. Because after my buddy Josh brought it, he was like, "Dude, this is what I turned in for." And mind you, Josh
You
didn't
and
listen
your
to metal
friends
at all.
are
He
just
listened to
fucked up
punk.
people.
Like, I don't know, No Effects, Less Than Jake. Like, he wasn't a metalhead at all. But that was,
man.
Camel Corpse.
Camel, Kamel, Camel Corpse. Corpse just spelled regular. Morgan, don't remind him.
Yeah.
We didn't. No, it was Camel.
That was your misstep.
Yeah, it was because we played Cannibal Corpse.
Oh, I just reminded him.
In the background. Yeah, he knows
Yeah.
all about it. He was the lead vocalist.
Parody bands will always get bigger than any actual band.
Kill Your Parents and Do Drugs were our 2 singles.
Absolutely, that'll make you money.
Kill your parents because it's cool. You're not cool until you kill your parents.
I will listen to this.
It sounds like
Did you
the
actually
exact
record
music
songs?
that parents warned you from. Like, don't
Yeah,
listen to
right.
metal because you'll be influenced negatively.
Yeah, because it's ignorant. It's like slam. Slam is everything that your parents told you metal would be.
What do your parents think of Xenopredator? Have you shown them?
My mom had to listen to us jamming in my basement for many years. So she's been definitely exposed to a lot of our songs.
What about the CD cover? The banner? Where's that?
I
where's the
gave
banner?
my parents each a CD for Christmas. I wrapped it up, and I got to open it on Christmas Day.
And what'd they think?
And
Like, you didn't spend
oh
money
well,
on
you
this?
know
It's all
they
about
know
the
that
face.
I'm always into like some weird shit, so they probably expected it.
Yeah.
But I don't think
What did they say when they opened it?
they're like,
Thanks, Trevor.
oh,
These
nice
will make
album
very
cover."
nice coasters around the house.
Yeah, something like that. I gave my dad a shirt, and I'm pretty sure he's going to use it to like clean up the dog pee in the house or something. We'll see.
Practical uses. I think my mom, like, yeah, I don't know. She always kind of tells me, like, the same couple lines. She's just like, I listened to it. I don't know what you're saying. Can you say something that I understand, Zach? Like, I'm just like, So that's, like, my struggle. They're like everyone else is like, oh, yeah, I play guitar, I play. And then, like, my family's like, why do you do that?
Oh, man. Do what you're good at, man.
It's like, oh, sorry.
Did it at almost every show, because I'm a vocalist also, and I do the same fucking vocal, you know? And I'm always just like, this next fucking song, my mom knows every word, sing along, you know? Like, dude, it's fucking goofy, I don't know. Victor, before you drink.
Ironically enough, my dad went from
Whoa.
thinking
Ooh.
I worship Satan to he wears my band shirts now everywhere. He lets everyone know. what
Nice.
I'm doing.
You see this? You see this chick getting ripped apart? My son.
That's my boy.
That's my boy.
That's my boy, Vicky.
It's my boy Vicky. He does that. So goddamn proud of him.
I don't know when your dad became Italian, but
Might as well be.
I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, my parents are cool with it. You know, they're just like, oh, why does it got to be so squirmy and gory? It's like, it's a style. You know?
Squirmy.
It's squirmy and alien-y or whatever they said. Something like that. Yeah. They're like, well, it fits.
It fits.
Yeah.
if it fits, it fits.
Yep.
All right.
It's about that time, Luke. Are you ready?
Oh, hell yeah.
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
All right, this week and every week is always brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. And this is another one of our latest Reverb Nation winners. Morgan, what is a Reverb Nation winner?
Well, every 3 months, Reverb Nation sets up a contest, and we run it for like 2 months, and whoever fits into the category are punk or metal genres that are outside of Illinois, you choose winners to play on our show. Yay.
You're all winners, guys. You're all winners.
Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to figure out who to choose because we get some pretty awesome submissions.
Well, pick winners, Morgan.
I did. You're reading it.
Sweet. This week we have all the way, this year, we have all the way from Mexico City. This is the band 7, spelled, wait for it, S, the number 7, and then an N. And the track is Innocent Guilty. Let's do it!
Their house is burning without a warning. Your soul is clean, you're not to blame. One day you wake up, it's not a self-look. Your life will never be the same. Their weight is light.
Hey yo, it's Troy Adams from the podcast Wrestling Society. Every single Wrestling Wednesday, we bring you brand new episodes where we review the best and worst of professional wrestling eras of the past, as well as the biggest current events in professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. Search for us on YouTube, where we have hilarious WWE Network watch-alongs, reviews of terrible shows, and other great content. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PodRes Society, and we're available on all podcast platforms. Come join the Society.
Hi, we're Marlene Chick. Come find us on the Metal Experience. Stuff, metal, docking, and banquet chickens.
Woo! That was another Start Me Over.
Nope.
Denied. That was 7, spelled S7N, from Mexico City with the track Innocent, Guilty. And again, that was brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings, your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. We are back rocking out in the back of Fitz's Spare Keys. I'm riding that Modelo train like usual into the new year, new me. Same old me. We're rocking out with Xenopredator.
New me, old me.
New me, old
Kinda
me.
I feel like me.
Kind of me, just doing my thing. Morgan, take it away.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank Michael Maskey for helping get you guys finally on our show.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
Recently, you guys had your band featured on Coffee Time, his awesome YouTube show, and then on the first episode ever of Rift City.
Yes.
How was that? So tell us a little bit about how did that go? Where can people see
The
all
riffage.
that fun stuff?
It was interesting. I've never done anything like that before, so it was an experience. I feel like if I could have gone back and done it again, I would have. Maybe like 2 or 3 more times.
You probably can. Just be like, hey, Mike, can I come back on and get more riffs?
Definitely will do that, but, in a number of time units. But, yeah, we did that right after the interview, so we were kind of pressed for time. But all things considered, I think it came out pretty well. And especially because it was his first time doing that, so he did a pretty good job. It ended up being pretty solid.
Fuck yeah. Mike's a good guy, also in Vicious Attack and
Central Disorder.
And a couple other locals over the years. Mike's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And a fucking hell of a guitarist also.
Indeed.
Yeah. So you guys have one show coming up currently. Let's talk about that really quickly again.
The CD release show.
Let's plug it.
Release show.
There's like multiple CDs being released that night, isn't there?
Yeah,
Or kind of, right?
Yeah, Her Worst Nightmare just
Her
put
Worst
out
Nightmare.
something January 3rd. Crusaders put out their album on the same day that we put out our album.
Yeah.
And if they're listening, I want them to know that we didn't decide that. It just happened like that, and then I found out after. And we just kept it.
It could be everyone's.
Yeah.
I know Crusaders already had a CD release show.
Yeah, we were there for that.
And we were there for that. And
Weren't
Her
we?
Worst Nightmare, we were
Weren't
at their
there for
CD
that?
release
Wasn't
show.
That, it?
That was at
that
the
considered-
brewery.
Wasn't that considered their
At the
album release show?
brewery. Yeah, I thought it was.
Okay.
We also got the Green Leaves. They have a new EP coming out.
Yeah.
Or I think, is it out yet?
A
I don't
CD
think it's
release
out.
show?
Or, no.
No, but they have an EP coming out.
Just
and
say
they're-
it's the CD release show for everyone.
Yeah, it's a CD release show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Flash
yeah. Flesh
Poor
4's got
Vicious
some new
Attack.
stuff on.
Yeah.
They like vaguely say things about like, oh, we'll put out albums, and I forget. But I think Fleshborn and Green Leaves are putting out albums. Probably.
Yeah, Fleshboard, they just came out with a new single.
Yeah.
What is it called? Cynic?
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
it just Cynic?
Cynicism.
Cynicism, okay.
Yeah.
So it's the single release show
The single release show, yep.
with all the CD releases.
Yeah.
There's a lot of releases.
It's a CD release show because this time we'll actually have CDs to sell. And like the past million shows we played, like people would always come up to our merch stand and say, "Hey, bro, where's your CDs?" And be like, "Hey, no, we're lame and we only have T-shirts." So now we can finally sell people good
Yeah.
shit, good physical
Up until this
copies.
point, we've just been playing shows as T-shirt salesmen. So
Yep.
now you can get albums.
And, that's half the thing is like when you go to shows, you see the band live, And me, as a metalhead myself, like, well, I want to take that home.
Yeah.
And listen to that in my shower.
Yeah.
That's what I do with all. I listen to a lot of metal naked in my shower.
It's the best time to listen to
Yeah.
metal.
Nice.
Yeah. We definitely fucked ourselves though, just like because drunk people would always come to the shows, and be like, "I never heard of you guys." I'm like, "That's cool. We don't have any albums, but it's coming soon." And then they go home and forget when they sober up, and then it's like they never saw us. So we're hoping to not do that anymore. Because now we have
CDs, physical copies.
Yeah, like 95-ish CDs left.
And I mean,
They're
I know with the way of the world, that's kind of like the way things are. It's like, everything's just digital. Look it up online. But it's like, dude, half the fucking it's in the artwork. It's in the fucking, if you put all the inlays and whatever you put inside the CD or whatever, it's
collectible.
It's everything, you know? That's fucking half what being a metalhead is, man. Growing up, I'd fucking listen to metal CDs in my room and just fucking like look through the books and shit, dude. That's fucking.
Yeah, I know what you mean, hoarding it.
Hell yeah. Well, no, I'd share it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But I'd have my way with it first, if you know what I mean.
It's got like a hole that the CDs have the hole.
Yeah, for your
that
butt.
You can use. Yeah.
For your butt.
Ouch.
Ouch. Morgan, don't shake your head at me.
I mean, that's shakeable offense.
There's something mentally wrong with you.
I'm on that Modell train.
Yeah, I noticed.
Hey-o!
So what this year is
New Year's resolution. What's your New Year's resolution this year?
Suck less.
Suck less. All right.
I agree.
Yeah, play a lot more guitar. A lot.
Fuck around less.
More bass and keyboard.
Yeah, and keyboards. Yeah.
Zach, you're going to play more bass?
Yeah.
Oh, he's also a bassist, yeah.
Yeah, talk about your other project.
No. Want me to talk about which project's that?
What's your other bands?
No.
Oh, come on, man. Don't be like that.
What? Well, you want to talk about the one that... We can talk about our project first.
Yeah, we're working on something.
They're in a band too.
Yeah.
And him.
Yeah.
Heyo.
We do have a side
You guys,
project
you're pointing around and
Me,
the
Victor,
radio
and Zach.
world have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, Vic
So-
and Zach and that one.
Victor, Zach, and me, Trevor, the guitar player. I'll be playing bass in this one. It may, we're working on it. We're still getting the lineup together and getting all the logistics.
We only don't have a drummer.
Yeah.
Give me the details, the background.
Is there a name?
Is there a name?
Okay, so I used to be in a band called Cannibal Abortion as a bass player.
Approve.
That band, I quit, and a bunch of other people quit. And one of the guys in that band, the guitar player, his name is Couch.
Well,
that's what his mother named him.
Or
Yeah.
Pablo Fisher or Oscar Ramirez on Facebook.
One of those
He has
three.
multiple names.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Nobody knows which one
We'll
it is.
name him Couch.
That's the best
Couch it is.
name.
It's better to not know.
Yeah, we're gonna write some music. We've got some songs going already, and we're working on more. And hopefully, by the end of the year, we'll have something to show for. We're working on it.
Name of a band?
Antinode.
Antinode.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's like my aunt Antinode.
Yeah.
Antinode. It's like a physics term. When you see a sound wave, it's the highest peak of the wave, so it would be like the antinode.
Are you doing higher?
No.
Oh, no. We're actually doing lower stuff.
Actually,
It actually is tuned to be this time.
yeah, more slammy, like fart noises.
There's gonna be a lot of slams and some death metal stuff going.
A lot of
on.
burping.
And it's gonna be brutal, very brutal. Less thrash, more brutality.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Victor approves? He gives the thumbs up.
Thumbs were given.
Thumbs were given.
I've heard it. It's real.
Anyone else have any other side projects rocking out with?
Paul and his fucking
Oh, yeah.
We've mentioned
vocal
that.
flex.
Miss Ann.
Oh no, I'm saying your like radio talk show host voice.
Paul, do it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Nice.
But really, it's
Misanthropy.
not that great. Misanthropy.
It's like a Will Arnett almost kind of thing.
Yeah.
How has he not done like an intro to
Possibly.
your albums?
Soon.
Oh no, we did actually. I'm missing. No, I did that.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Yeah.
that was.
He
that
did
was
that.
all
No,
you.
it was
That
me,
all you.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It was Mark posing as Paul.
we pitch shifted my voice, so it's like the first Misanthropy EP. It's like an hour of pizza thrash, but it starts off with a minute
Pizza
of.
thrash?
Pizza thrash.
Pizza
I'm
Thrash is a
intrigued.
Listen to it, and you'll see what I mean. It's called Methods of Execution, and it starts off with.
That sounds like
you
what
know,
I want with my pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too good, but.
That still doesn't tell me how food has sound.
I
mean,
it's
but does it?
food's got sound. Yeah, fun fact, like the development sample, that's
Morgan.
it's
Like-
celery.
What?
The development sample, it's all like celery and beans and like
Oh,
I took celery in front of a mic and just like smashed it
So
and
why is it
dumped out
known
beans.
as pizza?
Yeah, like it's like pizza thrash. Like,
It's like, you know, you just have a fucking good old time, have some pizza. Some
yeah, like it's like it's like
some
party thrash, like cross exam, like municipal waste, like
Yeah.
something that you'd like thrash out and party to, you know?
Lyrical themes, pizza.
No,
Yeah.
Misanthropy has been around for quite a while, right?
Yeah, since 2012 or something, 13.
Because I've definitely heard of it. Why? Where have you guys been?
Yeah, we used to be thrash too, and
Yeah,
then we stopped.
also.
We stopped with that nonsense, and it started getting weird.
That started getting weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been going in a strange direction, really kind of more towards kind of a Gorguts sound.
Pizza thrash.
Yeah.
Pizza Gorguts thrash stuff. Yeah.
We tuned down from E flat, and now we're tuned to A with 7 strings, and it's brutal, and it's just kind of like it's just metal with a
You
lot of
guys
different stuff.
Drums, Paul, and bass still.
Yep. Same
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
Same thing. Yep.
And we all share a studio together, practice space at Fort Knox. So both bands, you know, we're always kind of.
There's always leftover pizza.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
you know it.
You guys ever heard-
Caesars right down the street.
Yeah.
Mark actually picks up scraps.
Yeah, he's the scrap.
He's our.
They're pretty good.
Scrap
you know?
collector.
I'm
One
prepared
time-
for the end times, though,
My
and you
favorite
guys
show-
aren't.
Let's actually talk about my favorite show.
He's been training his
I don't remember.
intestines.
Yeah.
To
Mark will like look at a
take
plate
on.
after you ate off of it, just to make sure you didn't leave anything.
Because I have manners.
That's
And I
how
don't
Luco
ask
is.
first.
No,
That's-
Luco just takes.
That's how I do.
Like, dude, I offered you food. Like, why didn't you just?
Because manners. That's just how the rules of society go, man.
Because manners.
Indeed. Oh yeah, scrap food's pretty good. You know. It's edible.
That's what
And
counts.
I thank you for your scraps.
Thanks for your scraps.
All right. Well, we're getting to be around that time to wrap up before we play our last song of the night. So, here we go. Some announcements.
Couple, 2-3
So
announcements.
we've been gone for a couple weeks, and a few things have happened. So one being, unfortunately, one of our good friends in the scene passed away over the holiday season. Randy Helsing, the
Cushioner.
of Chicago Metal Alliance, passed away at the end of last month. So there's been a couple already events to kind of pay your respects and say goodbye to him. This past weekend was one of them at Redmond's Pub, which was more of like a meet and greet with everybody in the scene that wanted to get together. And then at the exit this past weekend, they did a giveaway with a bunch of his old metal shirts and played a bunch of music from the local scene that he was in support of. And then on the end of this month, on the 25th, they're going to have a benefit show at Sugar Skull with Extraction Point and Hot Dang and a couple other bands as well to help, say goodbyes and get a bunch of people together again to party as he would.
He would.
He would. He would. So we're really sad, though, that the scene has lost him. He was a huge supporter of our show since we met him back in 2012. So,
and of
it
the metal
was,
scene itself.
Yeah, it was a very hard weekend to have to go through that. But anyway, on a good note, there were a few things that are coming up, and Luco played a show a couple weeks ago. The Band Fam scene put together an awesome show at Penny Road on the 28th that he was a part of with the Architects of Ruin. Our friends in A Silent Truth played So-Called Saints. How Help me out, Luca. There's a debility.
Oh, I was hammered drunk.
There was a ton of people that were there, and it was a really, really good time. We saw a lot of people that we hadn't seen in a while, so very awesome to have done that show for our last show of the year.
And this is like, Morgan's like, hey, when we do these segments, like, hey, you know, like Pump, you know, when you have shows come along, I don't fucking pay attention. Like, I don't know. Don't ask me. It's just like, I'm a vocalist too, so it's like not to be a douche, but it's like the other guys, they know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm wearing a pineapple shirt and I'm here to fucking slam some Modelo's, you know? Like, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, so he's got that. So anyway, a couple announcements before next week. Check out our friends in Dead and Buried. They are going to be playing the Looney Bin this coming Saturday, and they released a brand new single called Violent Pandemic. Also, Product of Hate has a brand new single out from their new album, Act 1. It's called You Brought This War, and the single is available January 17th. That's next week. And the new album is coming out in spring, so make sure you keep a lookout for that. Also, on our website, we do have, I shared the link, we do have a Wix account for the Metal Experience for all of our album reviews and, you know, fun stuff. So our friend Peter from Bloodletter actually did his top 10 of 2019 albums that he released and just wrote like a little album review of each album that he chose for his top 10. So it was really cool for him to contribute to that. So
Peter from Bloodletter, and I just had the Bloodletter burger at
Yes,
Kuma's.
you did. How was that?
It was very meaty.
Kuma's on Belmont has a Bloodletter burger till the end of the month, so you should definitely check that out.
Very meaty. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. And also, don't forget to check out Her Worst Nightmares brand new EP. Came out on the 3rd. It's called Ominous. We saw them play at Davern's Tavern this past weekend. It was awesome.
Got some free pizza.
Yeah, you did.
Drank some Odell's.
You got some free
Had a good time.
pizza.
Pizza thrash.
Mechana celebrated their 17th anniversary as a band, and their merch is on sale all through this month in celebration of that. And I'm pretty sure they just put out a brand new album as well for, you know, their usual, hey, we released an album at the beginning of the year. Next week on our show, you can come out to Fit the Spirit Keys in Elmhurst, hang out with us every week. We've got a ton of awesome bands coming up this year. A lot of bands that haven't been on the show. A few familiar faces coming back for 2nd, 3rd, 5th times. And next week we are going to have our friends, and I believe this is like their 3rd time or 2nd time on our show. Act of Destruction is going to be back with us.
It's like their 8th time.
It's not. You just know from other bands just coming on our show. I think it's like their 3rd or 4th. But anyway, you can come out and hang with us next week for Act of Destruction. And then on the 21st, we're going to be here with Snow Burial. And on January 28th, we're here with Fate to Suffer.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So that is January, the first few shows of 2020. This is our 9th season.
Nice. 9th season?
Well, I mean by episodes. If you were to go on like Apple, iTunes, and stuff, it's done by season. So this is season 9.
What?
So check it out. All right, those are my announcements, and stay tuned to our Facebook page for me to share more shows that I see coming up and announcements for the rest of the week. Where can everybody find everything and everything Xenopredator, and what merch you got? If they can't make it to a show, where can they get it?
And do you have any Arnold Schwarzenegger themed merchandise?
We want to work on some Predator themed underwear with the Predator face on it. That's coming
No,
soon.
Luco.
I'm in.
No, but for real, we have a big cartel for other merch. It's called I think it's Xenopredator Chicago.bigcartel. I'm actually not sure about that because I forgot the URL. But yeah, Xenopredator.bandcamp.com, Facebook.com/Xenopredator, YouTube.com/Xenopredator official. I think that's all of them probably.
Instagram also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Xenopredator Shy.
Yep.
We're not shy, but like Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you spell it. No.
I'm shy.
Yeah. And find us at a show.
Why is your penis out then?
I'm not that shy.
That's just normal. That's how the Xenopredator rolls.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. So, with that being said, we have a 15-minute long song.
And before that, we also have the quote of the decade.
Quote
to
of the
start
decade.
the decade, the quote of the decade is, I promise that, probably, I don't know, probably.
Mark-Jan Vujkovic.
There you go.
It sums up society perfectly.
Perfectly.
And be
Morgan?
sure to check out Seven from Mexico City as our band pick of the week. Thanks to Reverb Nation for introducing us to them. So the last song that we're going to play tonight, like I said, is a 15-minute long epic track. So tell us a little bit about what it is
About and how do you write a 15-minute long song?
Yeah.
We tag 7 minutes of guitar jams onto the end of it. It's nice. So, like, to start off, at the end of it is a 7-minute long acoustic jam that our old guitarist Dennis did, and it's two sides of acoustic guitars, and he's just improvising both of these by himself together. And then I went back years later when we did this, and I recorded the bass for it. But we just tagged that onto the other
Acoustic
9 minutes.
bass or
it's
clean bass.
Yeah, it's clean, fretless, but it sounds like it's like fake stand up. Try to fake that sound, but yeah, that's how we extended it from 9 minutes or whatever. And features Bruce Lamont on guest vocals.
No, not vocals. Sax.
I mean, yeah, on saxophone. Yeah, on saxophone, Bruce Lamont.
Saxophone vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shirt off, purple spandex.
That's actually, you can check that out at the Yakuza show.
Yeah.
That's exactly a Yakuza show.
He wears purple spandex underwear?
Well, no, that's in
not
Led
underwear.
Zeppelin 2.
Purple, you
My
know,
bad.
Lost
Nope.
Boys?
Nope.
The opening scene where
Nope.
the fucking saxophone guy?
Nope.
Purple spandex?
Mm-mm.
You lost me.
Super greasy?
Nope.
I still believe.
All right. Well, what is this track called?
Upon the Blooded Sands.
Ah.
And this is about Dune, the book written by Frank Herbert.
Not Dunt, which is not a
Dune.
thing.
It's not a thing.
Non-existent.
The movie's coming soon, and I am disgustingly excited for that. As you should
As
be.
am I. It's going to be crazy.
You should be too.
Don't miss it.
There you go.
Sweet. Well, awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming out and joining us. I'm really glad that we finally got Predator on as Xenopredator. After all these years,
Predator
we finally
on as
So
Xenopredator.
the funniest thing about this
You
is
morphed.
Luca's obviously he's told you his favorite movie is Predator. So I'm pretty sure in the past we've featured or people have mentioned you, the band name, and I'd seen your name on flyers before, and when Luca finally realized what was being said on one show, he goes, "Wait a minute. You're telling me that there's a band called Predator and we've never had them on the show?"
I was pissed.
And you never will.
That ship has
never
sailed.
did. You never will.
Until the next Chicago
So,
Predator comes along.
This was a dream come true for him, guys.
Dream come true, guys.
He met real predators in person.
All right, don't say that. Don't
We
say
are
I
not
meant
real
like-
predators.
real predators.
There's a
I
discretionary
promise.
line. You just
Probably.
crossed.
Sure. Maybe. I think.
Wait, don't.
They're predators are instruments.
He said it's a school night. I work at a school. I can't. Come on.
Oh, God.
The last track of the night. Here it is off of Research and Development. It's a worth 15-minute listen. So here is Upon the Blooded Sands. Good night.
Bye.